Welcome back, everyone, to another one of our matches from the Ultimate Time Wizard tournament, from our tournament in Bologna 2024. But of course, having the format from April 2010 being applied and being played out. Very, very prestigious 256-player tournament. And we're looking at another round. And with we, of course, I mean Leonard König and myself again. Leo, what are we expecting from this round?
Just phenomenal duels. Some TW in the Izzy house. Swap Frog being normal, of course, as always. Going to send some good Treeborn Frog into the graveyard. I mean, we've seen some frogs today. This is one of the less explosive starts of the deck. Sending Treeborn Frog into the graveyard in defense position. But not setting up like a Dube attack lock, a Dube Frog attack lock, or anything, just passing on an empty field, basically. Is something that is still working for the deck. However, it's not the thing that you necessarily want to do.
Yeah, it's rather not so explosive, Rio, right? When you have 6 cards in hand and the only thing you can do is just set up a Treeborn Frog in the graveyard, sometimes people leave the Swap Frog on the field. Do you think that's ever an option? Or when they do that, what could that be an indicator for? Okay, they do take it back into the hand, but does that like ever happen? Would you ever consider it yourself?
Yes, if I know my matchup and know that they're playing something that can be very explosive. For example, a Vayu-based Blackwing deck with Greffa in the deck. And if you have nothing like a Battle Fader or Tragodia or Gortz, then yes, I might want to have this 1000 attack point monster as defense for my life points. But a good old T-set is not what you're too fearful of, so that's very good that we got the Swap Frog into the hand again. And is it already time for Caius the Shadow Monarch?
It's always time for Caius Shadow the Monarch when you're talking to Leo, of course, but it is first of all time for Swap Frog. It may as well be the same one we normal summoned on the first turn here. And this time around...
I hope it is, because if it's like a different rarity one, and you've just revealed that you have 2 Swap Frog in hand, that would have been a misplay.
Nah, who would be so foolish? No way.
It would have happened to me a lot already.
I gotta say, you do see that those are the original Treeborn Frogs. That person may as well have played those Treeborn Frogs back in the day in 2010, because it's the original ones from the rare ones from Shadows of Infinity, where the card was released.
Yep, and you can see the bent corners.
Yeah, they have been played.
They've been through some tribute summons, I can tell you that.
Through 15 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Gameplay, for sure, yeah.
This is also like Treeborn Frog is a card you interact a lot with in your duels.
That's true. Oh, first time we see the hamster, and we do see Solemn Judgment and a Mirror Force. A lot of defensive trap card stack. Leo, when you see that, this is game 1, you have no matchup knowledge about your opponent's deck whatsoever, and you see your Raikou and those trap cards going to the graveyard, what do you expect your opponent to play from the top of your hat?
That was Mirror Force and Solemn Judgment, right?
Yes.
Even in the most aggressive of decks, I think you can see those. Because Solemn Judgment is not necessarily only defensive. Oh, and face Mystical Space Typhoon, I like that. Mystical Scapegoats, that's something we need to talk about later. But
okay.
Solemn Judgment, if you set it up and then you're going for your aggressive plays on the next turn, this is also like a very aggressive card that stops your opponent from activating defensive trap cards versus you. So I do like this card in basically every single deck, because it can give you so much tempo or secure something like a return from a different dimension or whatever you want to activate. But crazy that we are seeing Scapegoats here. This does not strike me as the most standard Monarch
I agree.
variant of the deck.
I mean, the card definitely had a very, very high usage in 2005 Time Wizard format. And also in like the beginning days of Link eras, it was played a lot. But besides that, what are you going to do with all of those Scapegoat tokens? It's really questionable, but there probably is a game plan here for our Frog player on the bottom. And yeah, he was denied his tokens there because the Mystical Space Typhoon took away the Scapegoat in the end phase. But now Foolish Burial for Dandelion, of course, brought his opponent multiple tokens, and we do head into the battle phase now as well with a Debris Dragon and a Dandelion going for the first damage of the match.
Yep, and I like doing that before going into your level 8 Synchro. That is inevitably going to come down, because if there is a Gortz happening, you can still decide to go for something else. Let me just quickly, because I haven't recently. But I'm just playing Dark and Dragon and Dark decks. Do you just need one tuner, one or more tuner Dark monsters? Okay, so you can't adjust to go into Dark and Dragon if a Gorz is happening, but you can still go for another Synchro, if you will.
That's true. And I mean, look, the combination of two Dandelions in the end also just equals a Scapegoat, right? Because we have used now this Dandelion again after Synchro summoning it with it and the Debris Dragon, and therefore we do now again have 3 tokens on the field. So just pure card advantage-wise, we are off to a very, very good start for the top player here.
What are we doing with this Treeborn Frog all the time? We put it in defense position in the graveyard first, and now we special summon it back face down from the graveyard and this face first. This is a very unconventional way to utilize Treeborn Frog.
I mean, we talked about it being an older card, also showing that, and maybe after doing so often what it was supposed to do, now the Treeborn Frog has developed its own will, and it's doing whatever it wants at this point.
Honestly, you go from it. But let's be honest, when we were kids, Treeborn Frog came out, Shadow of Infinity, and it must have been about 9 years, maybe, I don't know. But did you understand why the card was so incredibly good at the time when it came out?
Of course not. No, I was a kid.
Same. I was looking at this card, going, hey, why does everyone want to play this? Why is this card so rare? And this is a 100 attack and defense, but you can't do anything with it. And then I proceed to normal summon Harpy Lady 1, because that one is the one that gives you attack boost.
And it's stronger than Treeborn Frog, and you could attack over it endlessly. Okay, we're setting a monster. It really does not look like the greatest start for our bottom player, and he has to pass it over here with all those tokens still flying around. Do we have something to make use of them now for the top player? I mean, there already is a Stardust Dragon, but we kind of need more here to really get over all those monsters.
Yeah, I'm
otherwise,
wondering that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm wondering that too, because we're tributing. We're tribute summoning Machina Fortress. That is insanity. Right here, this, I mean, you have to use the tokens for something. You have it protected with Stardust Dragon, and it has its own protection, of course. And now we just attack over multiple Treeborn Frogs. I like this. This is a lot of pressure already.
For sure, they're down to 6,700. That's 2 very strong monsters. They were not really able to do anything too effective here. One singular Monarch right now, though, would be so good, wouldn't it be? Like, one Kaios, one Ryza, dealing with the Stardust Dragon would be a huge shift in tempo here, as the Treeborn Frog has again returned to the field, of course.
I mean, it wouldn't completely get him out of the waters yet. The literal waters. Oh, Heavy Storm is trying to bait out the Stardust Dragon effect. Book of Moon answering nothing, basically. And you can set the Treeborn Frog, but honestly, I would have done it. Maybe there is a card that profits from it. If you're playing versus a Synchro-based strategy, which the Scapegoats hint at, I think Book of Moon would have been
100%. I agree, for sure. We do now have brain control.
Yeah, that with the Kaios is insane. Oh wait, are we targeting it? Is this only targeted by monsters when it triggers?
I think so, right? It is. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so that was 800 life points for the brain control.
Oh, and we just crash.
We do very much. But that still activates the Machina Fortress, so we get rid of the almighty Treeborn Frog again, of course.
And now, is it target 1 card your opponent controls? Okay, if it was target 1 face-up card, I would have gone insane over not activating the Book of Moon. It's like, he knows. He knows about the brain control technology.
Yeah, he outplayed him on every level there, but nope, it is not going to be anything else here. But still, that brain control basically took apart the entire field. That did some huge job here for the player on the bottom. But still, he doesn't even have a normal summon to follow it up with. And on the other hand, we do have Machina Gearframe being a really good normal summon, as it can fetch us a machine monster from the deck, which is big enough with that Machina Force Sphere to be discarded for the Fortress in the graveyard alone to bring it back, because it is on its own a higher level than the Machina Fortress.
Yep. So, what's the game plan for the frogs? The deck is not necessarily doing too much right now. Scapegoat, as said before, hints to a Synchro-based strategy. I think that the Frog deck gets so much more power when it comes to Synchro summoning when Formula Synchro and Warren Totem come out later, which is not a part of Time Wizard 2010.
True.
That would be hilariously broken.
Yeah, but it's more so for the 2011 times where Tengu also is around. Yeah, those are also fun times.
So we take the damage. We have one spell trap card set. I like not trying to force out the back row card because then Treeborn Frog can't come back this turn. So there's also something to keep in mind, that if you don't do too much, that your opponent feels forced to activate back row to stop you from progressing in game state, that your opponent won't get a Treeborn Frog back, and that most of the time against the most Frog strategies, it basically stops the entire turn.
Yeah, for sure. It's really the case that he stopped himself there by setting that spell and trap card there, and he had to now set an additional monster from his hand. I doubt it can be another Treeborn Frog, so maybe it's something that actually interacts with the opponent. Maybe it's something like a Raikou or something along the lines of that. Even a Dupe Frog would be quite nice at the moment already, because it's bigger defense than the Machina Gear Frame has to offer in attack points. But
Unicorn Frog.
You call Unicorn Frog? That's a very specific call, and I respect it and think it's not the case.
Alright. I think that I might have seen it in hand before, so...
Okay, you were playing that game. Okay, you got that hidden advantage. I see. Okay, we're attacking. It's Dupe Frog! I still won, even though you saw it!
I think I just saw the wrong card, or I wanted it to be Unicorn Frog so badly. But, yeah,
Unicorn Frog is also played occasionally in Time Wizard 2010 format, for sure. It is not something that is completely out of question, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just something that I don't see a lot of, and I keep forgetting the effect of it. I think it's something with spell and trap cards.
Yeah, I think when it does battle damage, you can send a spell and trap card to the graveyard from your opponent.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not bad. I have actually experimented with that card lately because I played it in Fish. I know, sounds a little counterproductive, but yes, I did that. Raigeki Break now. It is a card that we can activate in the draw phase. I'm sure that's where we're at right now. So the Treeborn Frog can finally come back, but we're still worried about what to discard for the Raigeki Break first. And there's no question that we destroy the... Huh?
Are we just discarding a Unicorn Frog, perhaps?
Possibly, but we're sure that we're going to destroy the set monster here, right?
Yeah.
Must be.
100%.
Oh, but we're really unsure about what to discard, first of all. And it is the Unicorn Frog, or the Unifrog. There it is.
Oh! And we get rid of a Raikou. So that is good. I mean, this feels like a very, very Duelist Kingdom game right now, where not too much is happening. We have a 2000 defense position monster staring down a 1800 attack point monster, so there's not a lot of stuff going on right now. It's basically a stalemate.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
common trip backups.
Compared to the other matches we have seen through this tournament, this feels very low tempo, right? Like, none of the players really getting anything going necessarily, and it's just kind of going back and forth. This is easily turn 10 of the first duel now already, and it probably takes that one big top deck where one of the players gets like the big advantage. On the bottom end, I would expect maybe finally a Monarch coming down, or maybe a good tuner to work together with the Treeborn and the Dupe Frog now. And on the top, is it also a Monarch that we're expecting here? It is, of course! Man, this card truly is one of the best in all of 2010 format. Chaos with Shadow Monarch. Probably the best, I agree.
This card is so incredibly flexible. And cool. Just look at it. Look at the horns and the ball of dark matter energy thing. Cool. Just
banishes
cool.
the Dupe Frog.
Now Fortress in the graveyard.
Yep, that comes back as well. Life points are shallow for our Frog player here. Is that possibly the last turn?
There is an important decision to make here. We have normal sound already, so our gear frame in hand is gonna be useless for the rest of this turn at least. Do we go for game here? Or do we actually... Oh wow,
we try
to go for a game, the attack on the Tribune Frog is gonna resolve. And now, what do we have here?
Oh.
We actually let this go through. Is there anything else that our frog player can do that activates Raigeki Break, discards Rekindling, and destroys the fortress? For some reason, I thought he had a Mirror Force.
Nope. That would have been really, really good,
Crazy,
though.
right?
That would have been actually insane. But now we have to pass it over. Is that finally the moment where we can now, with a counter Monarch, really get back into this game? Because just imagine we now on our own have a Kaios to get rid of the opponent's Kaios. That would be massive. But do we have that? I think we're really struggling to not draw any tribute monsters, not even a normal summon at all whatsoever. What are those cards in hand from our Flamvell Frog player here? We haven't seen a single Flamvell card even yet, even though you can already see it on the screen being the deck name, of course. That's what the deck is named after, but yeah, it's not showing. Oh, have we? I didn't even realize.
Yeah, he discarded it for Raigeki Break last time. Let me tell you something. Raigeki, Flamvell Fire Dog attacking over a gear frame feels amazing.
True.
There's so many Machina cards in the deck. Another Machina Force is being searched. So this is actually not only a one-off as a nice discard, but this is a regular thing that we discard. Machina Fortress. Very, very strong.
Yeah, and also a bit unconventional, I feel like, right? I always saw that as a one-off, as strictly a one-off, but seems like our Machina Synchro player here is not too strict about it. Oh, we equip the gear frame to the gear frame. We go for the direct attack, and there's Dimensional Prison now. We can still keep around.
Because, I mean, you're not playing around Raigeki Break or any single removal because it's just going to get rid of the Kaios, and if we hadn't done that, we would have just had game here.
Yeah, we outplayed ourselves there with the effect of gear frame on the field, kinda. That's true. I see what you mean.
It's not like he has so many resources that he has this game in the bag anyways, that he doesn't... that it doesn't matter that his opponent might get another turn. It sure feels like it, because the Frog player has never done anything in this game. Like, proactively. There was no play, except for setting a monster and having a Treeborn Frog. But I guess we're playing around Fire Dog.
Oh, enemy controller though! We want to take over that gear frame. Of course, immediately bringing back the Treeborn as well. Do we finally have something to do with it? Oh, we just got Battle Phase. That's not a good sign.
Light and Darkness Dragon Heart Punish?
Oh, that would be really, really good. Does he have it by any chance?
Gotta throw the Light and Darkness Dragon. Oh, there's Substitute, and that can that only... No, that can't only tribute water monsters, so we can get rid of the gear frame.
Yes, we can.
You block our opponent, I think. Or are all of the Duke Frogs already out of the game?
One of them is out. I'm not sure, actually. Okay, so... Get rid of that, And we see there is Monarchs in their deck, but we just don't find them. We just don't see them. It's really, really awkward for them at the moment.
Yep, that's why we're thinning out. This is what I meant earlier with Substitute is a much better start than Swap Frog, because Swap Frog just leaves you with so many, I don't want to say bad cards in the deck, but cards that you don't want to progress your game state.
That's true. Now we tribute the gear frame, make a Swap Frog out of it, and I think we have also just realized, and assuming that he didn't know before, that there is no more Dupe Frogs in there. Okay, there is another Substitute also going into the graveyard.
I assume that we put the Substitute from the field into our hand, just in case our opponent finds removal for the Dupe Frog that they just can't attack with Fortress over the Substitute.
Yeah, that would be too easy. We have to make sure that that doesn't happen. And... No! No, we just leave it! We just leave it on the field. There's no way! This vulnerable little Substitute there. It's so small, and our life points are also so shallow. There's no way we leave this out there like that. Oh, Lila! Oh, that's not enough just yet. Okay, we destroy a Mirror Force, and now... And now?
I mean, now we go Machina Force, discard Summon Fortress, attack over Dupe Frog, and chill. I guess. Or do we have something crazy?
We do go into the end phase. Tragodia, Trapstone in the main. Double Trapstone in the main deck is crazy.
I mean, those cards are way better in the graveyard. Actually, there's quite a lot of trap cards in this frog deck. I just want to acknowledge that. Really.
Yes, I agree. It's really a very unique take on the deck. Definitely some deck building that is not just copy paste, but definitely involved some creativity here from our bottom player. We did now remember the effect of Swap Frog to put, I think, a Treeborn Frog into our hand.
It's crazy how this game could have been over like 4 turns ago if we just hadn't attached Gear Frame to Gear Frame.
That's true. Okay, defense position. We attack over the Lila successfully.
Why did we add back the Treeborn Frog there over the Swap? Because now we still have Monster in attack position. We also have 1 card set. It's interesting how this game is shaping up. Because if you're giving your opponent a chance to win this game still, instead of just going for a game, there is a good chance they're going to try and take it.
For sure. So, are they going for a push now? They're still on 6,000 life points. The opponent really doesn't get anything going. You may as well have the time to just pass for another turn here if you don't have the optimal hand just yet. Wait for another card. See whether that changes anything. They're really thinking about it hard here. I mean,
every turn is crucial now, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would say especially for the frog player because we're so low on life points, but if eventually there is a tuner or a monarch for the lower player, it can be over quickly as well into the other direction as well.
Have we seen any kind of plant cards on the Machina side yet? We are seeing Light Swan cards, and there is a Dandelion as well. Dandelion always a good indicator for something like a Debris Dragon. And at 1,700 life points, cards that synergize with Dandelion almost certainly mean damage in one way or another. Because if you go Black Bowstring here, I think you can put Dupe Frog into attack position.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw the Debris Dragon together with the Dandelion earlier on in the match, so there certainly is.
All right, yeah.
Is there another? Oh, it's Sangan that is being normal summoned here. Ay. Brain control! That is game, right? I think that's game.
Yeah, just the attack of... No, that's not game.
Is it not? Wait.
No, how is it game?
You turn the Dupe Frog into attack... Oh, wait, no. Substitute is in defense position. Yeah, it's not just game. No, you're right.
Is there a way to go... Oh, wait, we are now crashing.
Okay, what's happening here? That's interesting.
Oh, I see Quick Draw Synchro. Now we're searching this one, but does it have a way to deal direct damage when you have used the battle phase already? Because other than that, of course, Drill Warrior sounds great.
It is the Quick Draw, okay.
Why is the Swap Frog still there as well?
Calm. We can still attack over it after this.
No, I mean, Sangan into the Swap Frog should have been.
Oh, now I understand what you mean. Yeah, they're both 1,000. You're right.
Why was Sangan boosted?
I mean, Sangan definitely was not boosted. It was rather reduced by something, but I wouldn't know by what. Does Substitute have like a special boosting effect or something? No. Not that I'm aware of.
Did Dupe Frog have one? I'm confused.
That's a lot of damage now over the Swap Frog. Wait, it cannot be destroyed by battle. True, it cannot be destroyed by battle. That's the case. I think that's what Substitute says. Substitute says that, I think.
I need to start reading cards.
Yeah. I'm pretty certain that's what it says. Yeah, Frog monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. That's what Substitute says. So we protected our Swap Frog there. We still managed to bring them down to 200 life points, though, which is certainly not bad either. That's quite the clock to be on, leaving them on that little life points.
Yeah, but we are going back to the lock because the brain control did nothing except for 1,500 damage. Quick Draw Synchro is on top of the deck. I think that was the last card in hand as well here. It's not going to be a phenomenal top deck. Oh my. This was attaching that, or not attaching, but rather equipping that gear frame to the other gear frame was a crucial decision in this matchup that gave the frog player more time, and the frog player is just having... He's just frogging around. I don't even know.
He's having a frog party.
Like
oh, okay. But there is plenty of things. Oh, we're just passing. Oh my, what is going on?
Happening.
Is there finally a Monarch or something coming? That brain control earlier was huge. We need something else though.
Has to be able to do something, right?
Another treeborn frog. 4 frogs on the field. Almost the entire family. Come on, set the other treeborn frog that you for some reason put back into your hand here.
I mean, we have 20 Raigeki breaks and Phoenix Wing Wind Blasts. I think our bottom player is just extremely unlucky to have drawn almost all of the frogs and none of the follow-up cards. We set a monster now.
That must be treeborn frog again. Holy, that's so crazy.
No way it's treeborn frog.
I mean, we put that back into our hands, so why not?
Yeah.
Okay, we set another card. And we pass again. What is this game? This game is madness.
Draw energy. Enemy controller, put Dupe Frog into attack position in Mystical Space Typhoon.
Oh, for Torrential!
Yeah, that would have been a crazy one, actually. Torrential would have been completely cracked here.
And, oh, Tribute Treeborn for course!
No!
The Emissary of Darkness.
Stop this!
This game is not real. This game is not real by any chance.
The Fortress can just pop the gourds.
Does he do it though? Seems like he's holding back on that. Yes, he does. Okay.
Yeah. And we're back to square one. Alright, draw a card for turn. 200 damage.
Yeah, I feel like this game is going to be decided by deck out. I don't see anyone actually progressing anything here. So we have Treeborn Frog returning again. Still the frog party being celebrated. In some game states, you might just decide to put all of those frogs into attack position because over time that is going to accumulate. When you're on 200 life points though, not very recommendable.
Yeah, but at this point you can put Swap Frog into attack position, attack for 1000, bounce it back to hand.
That's true. I like that actually. We should have done that. Yeah, we could have done that last turn actually.
No, but the Fortress was there already.
But there we had the Gorse to attack over it. So we attacked with Gorse over it, and then we could have already had a potential Swap Frog attacking as well.
Yeah, agreed. Hard agreed.
So that would have been at least a start. And I mean, that's only 5 Swap Frog attacks that he needs there to close out the game. That's not that much. And our opponent has, I think for now, already 3 consecutive turns, literally done nothing. So we may already have had half of the damage that we needed. Oh, we found our extra deck as well. And there is finally a Flamvell card. Flamvell Magician attacks directly. Let's go.
Wait, we don't do anything with it? Before, like, you have 5 monsters on the field. How are we not going for a game here somehow? Okay,
I don't know,
Android.
Leo.
That helps. That helps.
Oh, it is so rare that this actually is helping someone, but here it's really desperately needed that we get those extra 600 life points.
Oh, we set a card, and we keep 1 card in hand with our Quick Draw Synchron together. So I think that what is desperately needed for our top player is a removal card that gets rid of the Dupe Frog and a way to find a level 1 monster on the field next to Quick Draw Synchron, because then we can go for a game with 1200 attack. I forgot that there's Magical Android. We put something back, it's Bottomless Trapple. Alright, okay. Catastrophe isn't avoided because we have 3500 damage on the field.
Oh.
3500.
Leo, he started his turn by putting back the Treeborn Frog back into his hand with Swap Frog. There could have been 3600, but we just for some reason again started by putting that Treeborn Frog back into the hand, and I don't know why. I don't understand it.
This is. I mean, he knows. Oh wow, the Pot of Everest is a good draw here.
Oh, it certainly is.
Cards. So 1400. This is out of Drill Warrior range. I just want to say that real quick.
True.
Oh, there's so many good cards. The thing is, do you want to? Yeah, you want to shuffle back the Dandelion because you want to draw it so badly. Of course, it would make your Debris Dragon way worse. So there is. It's such a tough choice. It's basically a coin flip, right? You're like, okay, I either draw Debris Dragon or I draw Dandelion. But if I draw Debris Dragon and I haven't put back the Dandelion, then I have nothing I can summon back with. If I don't draw the Dandelion, I also have a problem here. So it's a tough choice.
Look how little his deck is already. He just put back 5 cards and still it felt like we were only shuffling like 12 cards there because this game is going on for so long already.
I can't take this anymore. Something crazy has to happen now. Oh wow, he has a Chaos in hand, and that would have been crucial 1 turn ago because it could have banished itself.
Oh, charge of the Light Brigade. There is a Dandelion.
No! No!
It's a deep redragon
way.
though, but the Dandelion is so good. Oh, okay, there is a Raikou in the deck. Whew. For a second, I was afraid there was no target in the deck. That would have been drama here because that would have meant we don't get the Dandelion into the graveyard. But luckily, there was a target for it.
Wait, isn't that just game? Wait, isn't that just game?
Is it?
No, you can't tribute them immediately.
Oh, true. Discard card trooper for quick synchron though. Synchro summoning with one of the Dandelion tokens.
I think there's too much stuff happening there. Oh,
Wait, Leo, we can just tribute the Chaos after it. We attack directly and then tribute the Chaos over the Drill Warrior and we have it. Banish the Chaos itself? How does he still win it in the end? There's no way! It's game! Play over!
Incredible.
Wow, he does in the end still have it.
Can you
Oh.
surpass Duplo with your Drill Warrior?
I think you can. I think it says something like you can only attack monsters or something. I'm almost certain that you can.
Monsters for attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. The Chaos damage.
What a game. I mean, what a pot of Everest there for turn, right? That was so good of a card to draw there. And then drawing the Chaos and something you could discard for the quick synchron was just massive. And then also, of course, sending that Dandelion off of the charge of the light. Like, what were those cards there? What a combination was started there. What a turn overall.
Also, the bad luck on the side of the Frog player is insane, because we saw that he's playing Monarchs, we saw that he's playing Ryza even, and Ryza, while being incredibly good of a card, is not the first Monarch you put into your deck. So
True.
that means that there is at least 4 copies of Monarchs in that deck, and it took him 20,000 turns to reach one of them to have
Literally.
some kind of a play. The patience on this player is insane. Also, no Flamvell Fire Dog. It took ages to get a Flamvell Magician any card that is not a frog that shouldn't be in the deck anymore, because we've been through all the frogs. Would have been great. And it was just Raigeki break after Raigeki break after Raigeki break after Raigeki break. It was crazy. How?
It was
unlucky
heartbreaking
can
to watch, right? It was heartbreaking to watch how he just turn after turn with having 4 monsters on the field. He was just not able to convert them into anything. All those little frogs, and then so little life points as well. It was just... there was no way for him to get out of that. It was actually crazy.
I mean, I think if he just attacked with the Swap Frog before, together with the Gourds over the Fortress, then it would have been game. So I think that both duelists here have made some decisions that ended up quite crucial, because the gear frame was stopping the game from being over immediately. It played around Mirror Force, but I think at this point Mirror Force was in the graveyard already.
Yeah, true.
And the sometimes just missing out with a single Swap Frog direct attack can be just game breaking immediately. However, if you put it in attack and your opponent has quick draw synchron, summons it, tributes it for Chaos, it attacks over the Swap Frog, then you lose as well. So I understand it.
And I think now for the second game, after not seeing really any Flamvell cards for most of game number 1, I can spot at least 2 of them now in the opening hand for our Flamvell Frog player. And normal summon Flamvell Fire Dog on turn 1 is not... I think he drew all 3 of them. He didn't see a singular one on the first turn, and now he draws all 3 of them. Triple Fire Dog. Oh my.
So that would explain why you just normal summon it in your opening.
Probably, yeah. You're right,
Opens
you're
it up
right.
For getting attacked over, but if you have 3 in hand, then
You may as well. Yeah, you may as well, for
Yeah.
sure.
if your opponent
Absolutely.
has nothing to answer, then you just summon another Fire Dog. Have at least some more pressure there. Odd opening, of course, but it's... I mean, Fire Dog is such a cool looking card.
It very much is. And I mean, also, like, the Fire Dogs always being together. Like, probably in game 1, they were also all sitting together at the bottom of the deck, and now they're all sitting together in the hand. It's like, they don't want to separate. It's a big family. As well as the frogs, right? Maybe the deck construction here by our Flamvell Frog player was not optimal, because How could frogs live together with like fire dogs? Like, how does that work? That there's no way, right?
Maybe he just doesn't shuffle properly.
Also, maybe what was going on there too.
Just maybe do some more shuffle motions before giving your opponent the deck to cut. Maybe that's
Okay.
the issue.
Oh, immediately a quick start by our opponent. We do get rid of the fire dog, and that's why normal summoning fire dog on your opening turn usually is not that great of an idea, because it can just be attacked over easily, especially when you do not back it up with any kind of spell and trap cards.
Which are on the bottom of the deck together with all of the frogs. Alright.
True.
3/1 frog is being summoned. Now can we summon 10 monsters? Oh, there's the Unifrog.
Oh, finally we have found Monarch, but we do get to show them the hand because, of course, now a monster effect targeting Machina Fortress allows it to activate its effect. And what do we get rid of here?
This is just, you don't even want to get rid of anything there, right? This is looking like the worst hand ever.
You could keep it.
We take care of the Swap Frog, which I find interesting. I mean, of course, you don't want to give them an extra special summon. Yeah, no, I agree.
Go there. Debris, Lightning Vortex,
Dandy?
and the Torrential.
Okay.
No dandies around.
Bunch of Lightning Vortex that we're seeing today, which is interesting because last time I played a Time Wizard tournament, the card wasn't too hyped. But now that people have opted to play a bunch of Vanity's Fiends.
Yeah, I think that's mainly the reason.
I mean, you can play other cards with that. Soul Taker.
Yeah, but I think Lightning Vortex is a pretty good answer to it. Also to like the decks that just do invest more into their field. It's a pretty nice card to have. Oh, Fire Dog. And of course another Raikou. You don't set a monster there that can easily get run over by Fire Dog. And there is a Dandelion. He has found it. And that gives them such a speed boost here, honestly. Because we see his opponent is struggling to establish basically anything. And we now have the Dandelion bonus going on with 2 tokens onto our field for the start of the turn.
The great thing about the fortress is once it is removed... Oh no, it's banished. It's gone forever. Never mind that. But I take this back. But this deck has other options. We have seen some other matches already of Machina, Machina Gadget that doesn't do a lot apart from summoning gadgets or a fortress every now and then. But this deck has all of these Synchro options for itself. So I really like this. We're putting the Machina Force back into the deck as well, which is, let's be honest, a brick if you draw it. You want to search it out with a gear frame. You might have another fortress in hand, so you can draw it and it doesn't feel like a brick. I love it when decks have such a high ceiling because they play multiple different engines. Makes it harder for your opponent to answer to them.
100% agree that Machina's Synchro deck was also not something I was necessarily aware of, because it's definitely one of the more unique brews in the Time Wizard 2010 format. But it seems very, very, very fun to play. And also, like, I think it creates just very many different scenarios for you, because you're basically faced with endless scenarios where you draw those cards together, where you draw the Machina cards together with maybe the quick draw, and like, I feel like this is one of those decks, and there is not that many of them in 2010, where extra deck space might actually almost be a problem because you want to include so many different Synchro monsters there.
I mean, the Machina cards don't necessarily...
Oh yeah, fair. I mean,
extra deck space too much, but I think this is a deck where you have to think like a lot.
Yes.
So if you go into a long tournament, this is going to be a very exhausting one. If you don't want to think too much in Time Wizard 2010, I have a nice funky hero strategy I can recommend to you. But yeah, this is going to take up some thinking capacities.
Ooh, we discard Raikou for quick draw.
Unanswered Drill Warrior is so good when it comes to card advantage. It's one of the best extra deck monsters in 2010. The only thing that's holding it back is, of course, the restriction that you need to summon it with Drill Synchron, which can be surpassed by summoning Quick Draw Synchron, but still, this is such a good card. Just basically discarding a card every turn, banishing it, like stopping it from being removed. Oh, we go into feet. Oh no.
That's so strong. So we don't even attack directly with the Drill Warrior G. We just go in for 2,400 points of damage. And the Vanity's Fiend on the field, which of course is crazy.
We play Drill Warrior as vanilla in this game because you can't banish it because it doesn't return to the field. It special summons it back to the field.
Oh yeah, you're right. So that is now very big pressure because that is almost game already there on the field. We set a monster. So the situation is looking tough. Gear Frame being normal summoned. So even more aggression going for the top player. Another strong monster being added to their field.
Usually you're afraid of a Raikou in this situation, but the Frog deck doesn't offer too many powerful flip monsters. So far we have seen multiple dupes or Unifrogs, or we have seen 10 bounced Freeborn Frogs in the last game. The Frog deck is still struggling with picking up pace and actually putting pressure on its opponent.
Okay, Drill Warrior, there is the Uni, that is Majesty's Fiend, and Gear Frame attacking, leaving the bottom player with very, very little, to be precise. Only 800 life points, not even a top-decked Brain Control would work here anymore.
You can activate it. You have 800
Ah.
life points, then you
Oh,
just-
there's the handshake! We
I
do
thought
have
he
a
was
winner.
one of the Invenity's Fiend.
With a 2-0 score, we have Machina, Synchro, and the top player taking down this entire match in game number 2, not even dropping a single life points. Not the greatest hand, though, of course, for our bottom player with the triple Flamvell Fire Dog. Therefore, a little bit of an unlucky game for them, but still, of course, very unique strategies that we got to showcase here. So, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed at home watching those cool gameplays that those two decks have to offer. And we will see you guys for another one of those Time Wizard 2010 matches shortly.